Good evening. My name is Jennifer Marr. I am the chairwoman of the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce. We have invited here tonight all the candidates and incumbents throughout the entire county. We've asked them to speak to us about their intentions regarding the business community and in general, if they are elected or re-elected in the upcoming election.
Yeah, hello. My name is Carl Albano. I'm a 40-year Putnam County resident, the town of Carmel. I love this community. I grew up here. I'm a new legislator. This is my first term I'm completing, and I'm running for my second term. I was the endorsed Republican, Independent, and Conservative candidate. I need all my neighbors and friends to come out on September 10th to write my name in. We had a little technicality where the districts were changed, and a couple of my petitions got knocked out. So we have to do a write-in on September 10th. Little background, I've been in business in this town for over 37 years, married to my wife 37 years, 5 children. I want my children to be able to grow up in this town and stay here. And we always come back to the taxes. I think in the future what we have to do is business partnerships with the county, with the government, and we have to do creative ideas to bring the tax base down. I'm very supportive of the local businesses. I've been with the Chamber of Commerce, again, I can't even tell you, 35 years. You see me out on the lake, you see me at community events. I love this town with all my heart. My entire family lives here. I'm hoping to have everyone's support and people come out and write their name in on September 10th. And I do see some good times for Putnam in the future. I'm proud to live here and I love the community. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Scott Friedman, and I'm very proud to be running for legislator for District Number 5. I'm a 19-year resident of the hamlet of Carmel, and I live with my wife and 2 daughters. I think I'm more than qualified for the office. I've got 2 professional degrees. One is a registered pharmacist, and one is an attorney. I've been extremely active in the community from the day that I moved in. I take a great deal of pride in fighting to improve the quality of life of my community, and that if I see something that's inappropriate, if I see any evidence of corruption or cronyism, or things like executive sessions that don't warrant executive sessions, I stand up for my community, and I encourage my fellow residents to stand up for our community. I'm running for this office not because I really seek political greatness or anything like that. I simply want to improve our community when I think there's a great need for that. I'm very proud to be endorsed by the Democratic Party, who's been very supportive of what I'm doing. I'm also very proud to be a registered Republican. And more than anything, I'm proud to be independent of any political party. And I really consider myself to be an independent. And I think that's very important. I'm not beholden to anybody, to any political party, or to any individual. I'm beholden to nobody but my own ethics, my own morals, and trying to do the right thing. With that, I don't believe in political signs. I don't think people should vote for people based on how many signs you have, how long you've lived here. So instead, what I've done is I brought some signs with me. And they may explain what I believe in and how I feel about our community. The safety of my family, the safety of my neighbors is very important. And I think that there's real safety issues that aren't being addressed. And win or lose, I hope that this would at least highlight some issues that need to be done. One of them is right on 52 in front of St. James, where I stop for passengers to come through. I have asked for the 20 years I've lived here why there's no crosswalk here. So I suggest there be a crosswalk on Route 52. Right in front of the building, right in front of our county building, if you can see this, there's 2 cars trying to turn the same lane, and that needs to be fixed and changed. I'm a huge opponent of the YMCA. We have a great county. It should be better. We are the 3rd highest income per capita county, and we can afford a YMCA, and we should have a YMCA. I'm being pulled from the stage, and I want to respect my 3-minute time limit, but I do have more to say. People, please go to standwithscott.net, and please support our community. Please support me. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce for putting on such a wonderful event, and another thank you to the local participating chambers of commerce for their support and for being the boots on the ground to keep local commerce at the forefront of our message here tonight. My name is John McCarron, and I'm running for the Putnam County Legislature, District 6. For those of you who are not sure, District 6 is wholly encompassed by the town of Southeast. I was born and raised here in Putnam County, just a few minutes from this restaurant. My parents still live here in Mayapack, in the house that I grew up in. I'm a local businessman with a law practice and a technology consulting practice right here in Carmel. My background includes work in the nuclear industry at Indian Point, information technology engineering at a cutting-edge .com startup, as a technology consultant to law firms, legal organizations, and financial institutions, and as an attorney practicing in our state and local courts. I've had the opportunity to live elsewhere in the Hudson Valley over the past decade, but there's something special about Putnam that brought me back. There's a sense of community here, a sense of belonging. Part of the fabric of that sense of community are the relationships forged between businesses and our residents. Our local government officials need to understand that relationship and provide help where necessary, but being careful not to be a hindrance. In my line of work, I've had the opportunity to represent several businesses here in the county. I understand the struggles, what it takes to survive, and the pride of entrepreneurship. I see it through my clients' eyes, and I see it in my own business. My passion in business revolves around technology and the integration of that technology into everyday business practices, helping streamline process and cut cost. As a county legislator, I hope to be able to bring my knowledge of that technology to make doing business in this county easier and to make information available to the people who need it most. I bring no political baggage, no allegiances to my candidacy, and I will not bring them to office. I truly believe Putnam County needs a big change. Electing new people with new ideas to office is the start of that process. I thank you all for listening and have a great night.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bernie Cosberg. I'm running for the Putnam County Legislature, District 9. I'm a happy, enthusiastic, and eager guy, and I want to be able to have a voice in the legislature and a voice in county government so that there is some balance, there is some forthrightness, and there is an investment in building Putnam County and creating in Putnam County a more inclusive, inviting, and rewarding experience for everyone. So let me give you a little bit of a background in terms of myself. Okay, I'm sorry for taking, a couple of seconds to look this up. Okay, well, let me begin. Let me begin by saying that today is the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King's speech, "I Have a Dream," at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington. I too have a dream that sometime in the near future, Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, and independents will all come together to do what's in the best interest of all of the people here. I'm running as a Democrat. I'm running on the Working Families Party. I feel as if Democrats and people with a more liberal bent to their politics need to have some representation in this county as well. And I think that that's a very important issue. I think when we have a government that's so exclusive in terms of other voices, other opinions, other interests, we don't get a full idea of what the options are. We don't get a real understanding of who is for what and where are we going and how to get there. To be perfectly frank, and I'm not trying to in any way bring up anything negative about any other candidate or any other party, okay? I find Putnam County government not creative, not efficient, and ineffectual. And I think that it's time that we took a look at ourselves and said to ourselves, hey, we need other people who pose other questions, who ask, what else can we do? Where can we do it? What counties can we go to? What states can we go to find out where real problems have had solutions? Where there are other options. We don't need to continually reinvent the wheel. What we do is we need to take the best of what's out there, learn from the best what's out there, duplicate and replicate the best that's out there, and bring it here to Putnam County in an inclusive and open, okay, and enthusiastic way. I will work with everyone who has an open mind and who says, hey, look, let's bring the best. It doesn't matter who brings it, it matters that it's the best. Thank you very much.
I know and understand this community where 5 generations of my family have lived. I'm fiscally conservative with your money and have a proven record committed to small government, constitutional principles of freedom, and independence from political influence. A record free of favors, but full of fair and balanced justice and administration. I prosecuted politicians, police, FBI, child abusers, murderers, and any criminal that threatens your community. I've hired public servants without regard to their political affiliation because they had the professional talent to best serve you. I've been honored as most effective legislator by my colleagues back in the 1980s, back at a time when there were many Democratic members of the county legislature and a Democratic county executive, I would add. I've run a small business, met payroll, employed locally, paid taxes, and understand that you have to live within your means, whether government or private sector. I'll fight to keep the tax cap, helping to prevent runaway government spending, to reduce wasteful state mandates, to make government smaller whenever possible, to bring the kinds of jobs to our community so that our children and their children can continue to grow and love the community that we've grown to love so much. And I'll work hand in hand, not as an adversary, but in partnership with all community and business organizations to improve the quality of life in our community, a community that I've worked all my professional life to make better and safer. Whether as an organized crime prosecutor, or as chairman of your legislature, or chairman of your audit committee, or as your district attorney for 2 proud decades, or now, finally in semi-retirement, practicing law again here in Mahopac. My wife, Willa, executive director for so many years of the American Cancer Society, and we raised our 4 children here and are now proud grandparents of 5 beautiful kids. I'm asking for your vote this election day if you believe in a government which exists only through your consent and must serve you by living within its means. Finally, I pledge to you that the same dedication and bipartisan commitment that my record already demonstrates to you will assure you that I can be your county legislator for District 9. Thank you very much.
I've already been told to keep it short, so I'll do my best. My name is Don Smith, and it's been my privilege to serve as your sheriff for the past 12 years. And tonight, I'm delighted to have my lovely wife, Jane, with me. I'm the father of 2 children, We have 7 grandchildren, and we love Putnam County. It's been a privilege to serve as the sheriff. Public service is a privilege. And during my watch as your sheriff, I've worked very hard to try to make Putnam County a safe and great place to live, work, and raise a family. We've worked with all fire departments, ambulance corps, and all law enforcement in the county. We've worked with our police departments to form an emergency response team to help keep the county safe. During my watch, violent crime has come down 45.9%. Property crime has come down 33%. Overall indexed crime has come down 34%. And Putnam County has been the safest county, the county with the lowest crime rate the past 3 years, 2010, 2011, and 2012. But you know, being the sheriff is much more than crime rates. It's about being a leader. And I've been a leader in this county for over 15 years. I have over 40 years of leadership experience. I've been trained by some of the best mentors in the world in 2 of the most noble professions one can serve in, the U.S. military and in law enforcement. And I would like to continue working to make Putnam County even a better place, even a safer place than it already is. But being the sheriff is about many things. It's about schools and what we're doing to keep our schools safe, the School Resource Officer Program. It's about working with businesses, establishing programs like the Merchant Alert Program. It's about everyone working together as a team, working with our churches, our synagogues, our schools, all of our government leaders. And during my tenure as sheriff, we have done that. Now, I would just caution you to be careful of people who cherry pick the crime rate. Anyone who wants to talk about the crime rate, please give me a call. But right now, Putnam County is doing very, very well. We need to continue working together as a team. And when you're the safest county in New York State, and last time I ran, we were the 2nd safest county, I think we're moving in the right direction. I would truly appreciate your support. Please come out and vote for me, Don Smith, to continue serving as your sheriff. Public service is a public trust, and I will continue to work my heart out to keep this a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you so much, and God bless the Chamber, God bless Putnam County, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Okay, thank you all for being here, and I'd like to thank the Putnam County Chambers of Commerce for hosting this event this evening. Thank you very much, Bill, and your board as well. I'd like to thank Villa Barone, Hilltop Manor for hosting the event. And I just want to state that I'm very honored and privileged to serve as the supervisor of the town of Carmel. It's the largest town in Putnam County. It's the Putnam County seat. And it's been my privilege to serve as the town supervisor for the past 6 years now. And it's hard to believe that I'm running for my 4th term for re-election in the town of Carmel as your supervisor. And I would like to continue to serve in the manner that I've served for the past 6 years now. I continue to serve with passion, with dignity, and love for this community, the town of Carmel, where I was born, grew up in, attended schools, and I'm still here. Raising my family, and I'm here because I love this community. So I just want to thank everyone for their trust, their support, and their confidence that they've shown in me for the past 6 years, and I promise you I will continue to serve with dignity and honor for the next 2 years, and I don't have to say if I'm reelected or in hopes that I'm reelected, because I'm running unopposed this year, and I would like to thank everyone for that. I will be reelected in November to begin a 4th term in January 1st of 2014. So once again, thank you. I appreciate your support, and be well.
Thank you, everyone. I also want to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and inviting me. 4 years ago, I asked the residents of Carmel to do me the honor of allowing me to serve them on the Carmel Town Board. And I believe in the 4 years that I've spent there, I think we've made significant improvements to the town, to the business community, to the business district. And you can see, you can continue to see those improvements going on. We are improving the business district on Route 6N. We're improving it in the hamlet of Carmel. And there's things that we are continuing to do day by day, which makes Carmel a better place to live and to raise your family. So again, I am also running again in November. Thankfully, no one is running against me, but perhaps it's because of the hard work that we've done on the Carmel Town Board. But in any event, I will continue to serve the people of Carmel with distinction, and I believe that they trust in my judgment, they trust in our judgment, and I believe the best days of Carmel are yet to come. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. And if I could just mention that Councilwoman McDonough, who is not here this evening due to a prior engagement, she is also running for re-election. And Frank and I and Susie, we're running together because we all have the same desires for this community to make great things happen. We've accomplished a lot over the years, and we want to continue to accomplish great things for this town. And again, we've worked well together. This is an excellent town board that's been seated in the town of Carmel, and I would just hope that you would also support Susie McDonough for re-election to the town board as councilwoman. Thank you.
Good evening. I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this event and for inviting me to participate. My name is Kathy Doherty, Town of Kent Supervisor, and I'm running for re-election this November. When I first ran for office, I made a commitment to keep taxes low, bring infrastructure projects to revitalize our town, and create a culture of professionalism and accountability in public service. I'm proud to say that in the past 6 years, we have worked hard to achieve those goals. When I got elected, I made it my priority to control spending and keep local government efficient. As a result, we have kept town tax rates to less than 1% a year in the past 6 years, one of the lowest in the region. Under my leadership, the town developed and created a comprehensive plan aimed at developing our community and increasing our economic base without creating an adverse impact on the environment. Many of the recommendations outlined in the plans are now in progress and funded through grants. Since becoming supervisor, I brought in almost $8 million in grants and funded several projects in the town of Kent. We have completed the renovation of the Arts on the Lake building. After months of research, grant writing, and negotiation, the town obtained a grant of $400,000 from New York State Dormitory Authority. I also negotiated with the county East of Hudson funds and New York City DEP and obtained $6 million to fund the construction of the Kent Sewer District and wastewater treatment plant. The bid was awarded last night. We are building a wireless infrastructure to create reliable wireless service for our residents and emergency workers. Once completed, this will generate an income of approximately $72,000 during the first year and will increase annually. This income may be used to fund road repairs, improve our parks, or provide programs and services to our residents. In addition to keeping our taxes low and building infrastructure projects, I've also made it a priority to create a culture of professionalism and accountability in the town of Kent. We strengthened our procurement policy to prevent collusion and fraud. Employee timesheets and payroll are carefully audited every pay period. We introduced measures to reduce workplace accidents and promote a healthy work environment for our employees. We are working on improving customer service by having our building and planning departments conduct review meetings with residents and developers who are improving their properties. Raising the bar on professionalism, accountability, and customer service are standards that are important to the taxpayers, and these are things I value as supervisor. In conclusion, you have known me as an official who will promote the interests of the town regardless of party affiliation. I've supported Assemblywoman Galiff and Senator Gibson in their effort to end the flow of unfunded mandates from Albany. These mandates are creating fiscal burdens on municipalities and has to stop. Oh, I'm just finishing the last two? Okay. I've also met with Congressman Maloney to discuss the Dam Safety Act. I'm now in process of doing research to obtain funding from the federal government. We have accomplished a lot in the past 6 years, but there's still work left to do. I need your support so we can finish the projects that we have started, carry on the reforms that we have implemented, and maintain the progress that we have worked hard to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Maureen Fleming, and I am running for Kent Town Supervisor. I want to be the town supervisor because I still believe that government can work for the people's benefit. I believe that the town supervisor should be a public servant in the truest sense of the word. I'm an attorney, and I've been so for many, many years, as you can tell by my gray hair. My job is to help my clients. To do this, I have to listen to them, to understand their side of the story, and to represent their interests. My job isn't to bully them or impose my will or my ideas on them and turn a deaf ear to their concerns. I am my client's employee. As Kent Town Supervisor, I will be your employee. I will listen to people before making decisions which can drastically affect their lives. I will hold public hearings and actually hear what people have to say before I decide how to proceed and spend countless dollars. I will not be dismissive of those that have different points of view from my own, because there are always two sides and sometimes more to every issue. I will work for the people of Kent and the business community of this town. Before embarking on major projects that will significantly impact the town, I will ask for input from the business community and the population in general. I will seek to form advisory panels and will hold public hearings before there is any significant outlay of public funds, so there is a real choice on how to proceed. I will take into account what the people want for their town. I will look at not only all points of view and all facets of proposals and projects, but I will also take into account scientific information and studies and facts, even if it conflicts with my own opinion or ideology. I will look at how each proposal impacts people's wallets and their backyards. As Jennifer Marr said at the Chamber's Forum in April, quality of life issues matter because we live here. I will seek to balance the budget and keep the tax rate low by cutting waste and inefficiency, not by reaching deeply into the general fund balance and highway fund. I will examine the budget line by line to see if there are any savings. I will cut personal service contracts and put more contracts out to bid so the people of the town get more bang for their buck. I will give the people of Kent a voice in their government, and I hope you'll come out and vote for me in November. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting me to the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce meet and greet the candidates. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to the citizens of Putnam County and particularly the residents of Kent. As I am Janice Bolbrock, I'm running for the very important position as Kent Town Board Councilwoman. Often when people are trying to get to know you, they ask you, so what do you do for a living? And if people had asked me this question, which they have over 30 years ago, I would have responded, I'm having the time of my life working in the research lab, the EPA research lab, analyzing the water we drink, the air we breathe, the fruits and vegetables that we eat, and an occasional fish from the Long Island Sound. Back in the 70s, the United States government banned DDT, 2,4-D, Aldrin. Unfortunately, companies like Del Monte and Dole imported fruits into our country, and they were still using those chemicals. A group of us analyzed these fruits and vegetables and were able to show that, yes, indeed, they were still being consumed in the United States. Now, today, all these companies are working very, very hard. They're following all the procedures, and this is no longer happening. So then, back in the 80s, when people said, so what do you do for a living? And I say, I'm having the time of my life working for a Fortune 50 company named Union Carbide Chemical Corporation. I work with a fantastic, dedicated team of scientists that we work together to reduce the toxicity of polyurethane foam, which people realize today that fires often do not kill the people, the flame. it's the smoke, the toxic smoke. We worked on reducing the toxicity of the polyurethane foam that is found in sleeping mattresses and couches and things of that nature. Soon afterwards, I wanted more responsibility. I wanted a voice. I went back to school for an international MBA so I could be a person and have the voice to say what products are being produced and where are they being produced. I was promoted to global business manager, traveling throughout Asia, South America, and Europe. I worked with people from over 40 different countries and 40 different governments. After close to 25 years, I retired. And at that time, the United States government, one more important piece of information. During the first Gulf War, the United States government, State Department, asked me to work with them because of the chemical weaponry and warfare that we still have today in certain countries. They asked me to work on the work process, to design the process to regulate the import and export of chemicals that can be used in chemical warfare. So close to 25 years, I then retired officially from Union Carbide with my pension and my medical benefits. And I said, okay, what am I going to do now? I always want to give back to the community. I became a science teacher. The US government gave out a call and said people who had careers in science and math, we desperately need science teachers. So for 7 years, I've having a wonderful time teaching the children in Carmel and Brewster High School science. So now here we are tonight. I'm campaigning for the position as councilwoman of town board. I believe that my business experience will definitely help the town board, will help the citizens of town. And presently, I am also on the town planning board, which has given me insight into the issues that do face us, like 40% of our land is
Thank you, Janice.
held by the New York State watershed. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
My name is Paul Denbaum, and I'm running for town council in the town of Kent as a Republican. I'm running for the town council because I think that the town of Kent needs a change in direction. One of the problems with the town of Kent is that the property taxes are simply too high. If you have a family of 4 and you need 3 bedrooms to live in the town of Kent, you're going to pay upwards of $10,000 in property taxes. That's before federal taxes, before state taxes, before a penny goes to your mortgage. That level of taxation is simply unsustainable. One of the major causes of these high taxes is increased spending by the town year after year. Now, I'm fully aware that a large portion of our town budget and every town budget is eaten up by state mandates. However, mandatory spending is not an excuse for not being responsible for the money that we do control. In the town of Kent, this is unfortunately the case. The New York State Comptroller's Office over the last 8 years have audited the town of Kent twice, and both times they determined the town board was wasting thousands of taxpayer dollars by not purchasing goods and services at the best available prices. Despite these audits, the current politicians continue to spend and raise money. If elected, I will vote for no new taxes and demand an open budget process in front of the whole town where we can go through the entire budget and we can cut while preserving the services that our residents expect. I call this responsible spending. The next time the New York State Comptroller's Office comes down to the town of Kent, I want them to be able to hold up the town of Kent as a model for the rest of the state. If elected, I will push for term limits because I don't think the town is best served by the same people running year after year. We shouldn't settle for the same old politicians and the same old ideas. I'm an attorney and a lifelong resident of the Hudson Valley. I have a wife, 1-year-old daughter, and life has been joyously hectic for me recently. But I thought this was an important race to take on. I practice municipal law, contract law, real property tax law at a law firm in Poughkeepsie. And I understand the very issues that the town board is presented with because I face them every day. I believe this is one of my best qualifications for office. The fact that I'm an outsider, but at the same time, I work full-time on the issues that the town board eventually votes on. If elected to the town board, I will vote my conscience and truly be a representative of the people. I will be a watchdog, making sure our money isn't needlessly wasted and calling attention to it if it is. I'm not unafraid to vote against the political establishment if it's the right thing to do, and I will wear the dissent as a badge of honor. I promise to be open to all opinions and concerns of the residents and allow them a platform in the town board meeting to discuss issues important to them and to critique us. If elected, the people of the town of Kent will know someone on the town council is looking out for them, no matter what. So if you're interested in seeing a new direction in your town, a fresh face full of energy and ideas, then I humbly ask you for your support and your vote. Thank you.
My name is Gilbert Tarbox. I live in Kent. I'm also running for a highway superintendent. I have lived in Kent for 14 years and have accomplished quite a bit since I've been here for 14 years, I think. Richard and I together built the Wappinger Monument, the only one in the entire Hudson Valley to honor the Native American, the first people of the Hudson Valley. I can't say anything bad about the man. He's a great person. He's a very good friend of mine. It just happened to work that we're running against each other, but that's life in the big city, I guess, even small town. I have an associate's degree in business management. I presently work at BASF in Peekskill as a maintenance mechanic. I've been a heavy equipment operator. I have built roads in 3 different continents, including Southeast Asia, where now the communists own it, unfortunately. I know how to manage people. I have been a production foreman over 57 people at one time, and I've also been a manager, a maintenance manager in Massachusetts in a small tape factory where I had 10 mechanics working for me. I know how to, I was a planner. I have planned many, many jobs where I work now at BASF. I also, I run their front end loader at the present time in the snowstorms. But to borrow a line, 50 years ago, a great man once said, "I have a dream." Well, I have a dream also, and my dream is not to drive 27 miles to Peekskill, New York in a snowstorm or in a hailstorm or during a freezing rain to go to work every day in the wintertime. That is my dream. So I just hope that, you can consider me. Either one of us, I'll say it right now, either one of us would be great at the job. I can't say anything bad about Richard. I can say things bad about myself, but we won't go there. I have served in the military. I'm a Vietnam veteran on the ground. So I know what it's like to have many challenges. I believe that the highway department in Kent doesn't need much work. It just needs a little bit of tweaking here and there to make it more honorable than it is. I feel as though it should have a little bit of work done to the people maybe to do things. I have 1 million hours underneath my belt for safety without an industrial accident. So I know how to do things safely. I'm a hazmat trained first responder, technical grade, which means I can be called out in any place in the state. And I think my time is up. Thank you.
I left my tuxedo at the cleaners. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to be in a closed room. I didn't realize I was going to be like this. I'm Rich Othmer. I'm from the town of Kent, and I'm running for the Kent Highway Superintendent position. And I am presently the county legislator from Kent, and believe it or not, I'm the chairman of the county legislature, which I don't know if they got them on the night when they were all drinking or whatever, but they voted for me to be the legislator, the chairman. I'll say this, that I made pizzas here 40 years ago when the Batistas owned it. I washed dishes here. I'm a native of the county, and my mom still lives up on the hill here in Mahopac, and I live in Kent. My background, I've been in construction my whole life. I'm a licensed masonry contractor in Putnam County, and I've been around construction my whole life, and I know how things are done. My dad was a builder, and I was raised in that format. I have an associate degree in construction technology, and it's easy to talk when you're sitting at the bar, but when you're up here talking to everyone else. I served 2 years in the U.S. Marine Corps and 4 years in the U.S. Navy. I know how to handle men. I know how to make people work. I like to work. And if you give me the privilege of being the highway superintendent, I'll make sure that we run an efficient department and things get done. And my experience with the county, I've been a legislator for 5 years now, and I learned a lot about government. I learned a lot about the budgeting, and I'm actually going to be the chairman now, going through a $140 million budget with the county of Putnam. And you know, all kidding aside, you got to know what the hell you're doing with that, because there's so many positions and there's so many things that you have to micromanage, and no, I shouldn't say that. There's so many things that you have to manage. There's so many things you have to look at, and I know how government works. So if I do become highway superintendent, I believe it's about a $4 million budget with the town of Kent, and I can work with our town government, and I do have a connection with the county government now, with the highway superintendent, Fred Penna, and how our county government works. So if we need things for our town in Kent, I know who to call and what we can do, and try to work together on certain things. I've worked closely with Kathy Doherty in the town of Kent and the town board on getting things done. I helped, not helped, 30 seconds. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Hi, good evening. I would like to thank the council for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself to you and to the citizens of the county, especially the citizens of the town of Kent. I am a town justice in the town of Kent at the present time, and I have been town justice since 2001. I was appointed in 2001 when Justice Dove retired, and then ran for election in 2002, 2006, and again in 2009. And I'm seeking re-election again as Town of Kent Justice. I am an attorney at law. I have lived here in the town of Kent since 1978. I've raised my family here in the town of Kent. And I'm a former assistant district attorney in Westchester County, a former JAG officer in the United States Army, and I have been litigating now in my private practice for, I'd hate to say this, 43 years. And in the Justice Court, we handle matters that range from preliminary matters in felonies, misdemeanors. We also handle traffic matters, summary proceedings, and civil actions with a jurisdiction only up to $3,000. In Kent, we have a very, very busy court. I think I was told this evening by Justice King over in Patterson that we are the second rated court in the state in terms of workload and results. And I would appreciate your support in November, and would like to continue on as a functioning town justice. I also would like to relay one message from Justice Dushkoff. He sends his regrets that he can't be here this evening. Unfortunately, he has his court on Wednesday evenings, and he'll be in court from 5 till probably 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight. So thank you very much, and appreciate your support in November.
Good evening. My name is John King. I'm the town justice in the town of Patterson for the last 24 years. Seems like a long time, and it has been. I enjoy what I do for the taxpayers in the town of Patterson. My wife Jerry and I raised our family the last 4 decades in the town of Patterson. I am presently the president of the Putnam County Magistrates Association. I was appointed years ago by the county executive to the Board of Alternative Incarceration. I was also appointed by the supervising judge, the administrative judge of the 9th Judicial District to represent, I was one of 5 judges to represent a pool of 300, revamping of the courts in Putnam County. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I like what I do, and it has been an honor to serve the taxpayers in the town of Patterson, the town justice. And again, I seek their confidence and their endorsement in the upcoming election. Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Leonard. I'm running for Phillipstown Town Council. And presently, I'm on the planning board as the chairman. The last 5 years, I've also been on conservation and assessment. I would have to say that what brought me to come on the boards and to serve was actually inspiration from the current town board, which has really inspired me, and their dedication to looking after the town, not only financially, but looking after the best interest of the citizens and also the businesses as well. I see this as an opportunity for me and an ability to be able to assist and help and go forward from my experiences. I have over 30 years industry experience dealing with industry regulators, safety, law, and also small business management. So I think from both sides, aspects of both the private citizen and the businesses in town, over the last 5 years, I believe I've been very effective on the boards in looking at those issues, weighing them, taking a look at some critical areas such as environment versus business versus personal development, home developments in the town. People have come before us, been able to state their needs, and I think we've been able to come up with some good common ground in decisions that we've made. I think this is a good background and good experience for someone to move on from that to town council, and that's why I am running for office. I have also, one of the things I've done as well in the last few months is I've gone around to a number of neighbors in the town, door to door, sat down at kitchen tables, because you're really a conduit for those people in being able to express from them what areas that they have that's concerns of theirs. Obviously, also there's areas of not only improvement, but areas that they feel that you've done well in. So that obviously gives you a good indicator as to how well the town has done as well. And from there, you're obviously able to gear or base up your agenda, your goals, and so forth, not only for what you want to do, but also from what the people in the town have told you as well. There's also other areas such as the Chamber of Commerce meeting in the fall, which was discussed about business vacancies. This is an area that when I listened to that, I also really wasn't paying a lot of attention to that prior, and put that on as an area. I've taken a look at the areas aside of my town as far as that goes, and then working with the county, what can be done to be able to attract businesses and so forth to the town. So I'm really trying to take in a lot of comments from different people and use that towards my agenda, and I would appreciate very much your support in November, as I feel I can really do some very good benefits for the town. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Dawn Powell, and I'm running for Putnam Valley Town Board. I'm running because I think we need to reduce the tax burden and be more responsive to the community and the businesses. We've just lost 2 businesses in Putnam Valley, and small business is the backbone of the community. I've been in private practice since 1985. I grew up in a small business household, as usually happens with mom and pops. My mother was the bookkeeper for my father's business, and he had a 24/7 business. I understand the anxieties involved in owning and maintaining a small business, and I think that businesses are the backbone of our community. They're the reason that people come into this community, and we need to do much more to make it easier for them to start businesses, to stay in business, and be part of our community. It distresses me when people leave the community, when they close their doors and they're not there anymore. In a small town, when you go into a business, you get to know them, you know their family, you know what's going on with them, and so it's a real loss when they're gone. I think government can do a lot to support businesses and to reduce the burden that's on businesses. And I look forward to doing that on the town board. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Wendy Wetzel, and I'm running for re-election as councilwoman in Putnam Valley. I've been a resident in Putnam Valley for over 30 years, and truly I'm passionate about preserving our rural character of our community. The people live in Putnam Valley because they love its priceless environmental assets, brooks and streams and lakes, biodiversity, and viewsheds. I will continue, as always, to support all of the regulations that are put out to make sure that these things are, in fact, protected. I have and will continue to work with others to create environments that support our local businesses, community participation, and education. As a matter of fact, Lisa Rodriguez, who's head of the Putnam Valley Business Association, and myself currently are working on a project to support a local business expo. We have so much talent that lives within our community. We just want to make sure that the residents that live there as well will have access and know about the talent that's there. And we want to promote supporting local, which is why we're going to the time and expense to do this. One of the other things that I'm also doing is working with various groups to hope to bring more tourism into Putnam Valley by promoting the arts. And there are a number of buildings that are available that might be ideal in order to do this. So these are ongoing projects that I feel are very, very important to our community. I also, as a town board member and council person, have worked very, very hard to make sure that there are very, very small, if any, tax impacts while still making sure that we have a very healthy fund balance. So we're being very, very fiscally responsible with our town, had got very high ratings from the state recently, and I'm very proud of that fact. We're dealing with some very challenging economic times, and I try wherever I can to reach out for those residents who are struggling to find solutions to help them make it through these very challenging times. So I do look forward to getting your support in the upcoming election, and any concerns, please don't hesitate to contact me at Town Hall. I'll be glad to work with you on any project that you can think of. So hope to see you at the polls. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Denny Sant, and I'm running for councilman in the town of Southeast. I grew up in Putnam County, and I graduated from Brewster High School. And now my wife, Laura, and I, we raise our 3 children here. So if you're here this evening, you know as well as I do that Putnam County is a picturesque place to live and to raise a family. It's a fabulous bedroom community to the greatest city in the world. And at the same time, there are some challenges. Since roughly 2009, we have seen one of the worst economies, and we're still living through it, in the past century. We've seen in New York State small businesses, corporations, and families fleeing New York because it's not profitable. They can't afford to stay here. It's just not doable. Here in Putnam County, we've seen over the past numbers of years a dramatic increase in the numbers of tax foreclosures. That means that residents can't afford their taxes. They can't keep their homes. So until Albany starts to lead again, until Albany stops playing catch up, and they get ahead of the curve. And that is certainly not a commentary on our district representatives up in Albany, but more an observation of the state of Albany. And until Albany starts to lead again, then more of that burden falls on the county, it falls on the towns. So as a future elected public servant, it's my job to partner with you, the businesswomen and the businessmen of Putnam County. So we're prepared when a potential suitor presents itself, whether that's a small business or an existing small business that wants to grow, or corporation, that we're prepared. We're ready to expand our tax base and bring some relief to our citizens. Thank you so much for coming out this evening and giving me an opportunity to share with you. And I look forward to working with you in the very near future. Thanks so much.
Good evening. My name is Liz Hudak, and I am a candidate for the Town Board of the Town of Southeast. I am currently on the Town Board, having been elected in 2009. I was elected along with Councilman Bob Cullen, and as many of you may have recalled, back then we had in the Town of Southeast a bit of a difficult board. So one of my first accomplishments when I go around and I speak to people is bringing that board back into functionality, if I can use that word. And I'm very proud of that, because as you all might know, when our shows went on, and that's what I was told they were called, when our shows went on at night, we had people who would have share popcorn and say, oh my God, let's see what else comes out of this board. It was a board that didn't balance their budgets that well, that used general funds. Well, I'm proud to say that that board is now a functionable board. It's a board that works together very well. Yes, we have our differences of opinion. Yes, we're going to probably still have some differences of opinion. But that board now keeps our taxes below the 2% cap. We also have managed to modify our sign ordinance to be more business-friendly. We are also now faced with a number of other decisions which will once again be tough, but decisions like looking at the possibility of having some more commerce up in off of Route 312. That's a big issue. That's a big issue for all of us. It's a big issue for the business community, but it's a big issue for people who live in parts of our town, including Lake Tenetta. So that's another big issue. What I'm most proud of is I've been a member of the Town of Southeast continuously since 1985. I am an attorney. I've been practicing since 1980. My office is in the hamlet of Carmel, and I enjoy public service. I worked with the Search for Change Board. I'm the president of Putnam County Legal Aid. I work very well with our people who work with us, the district attorneys, the sheriff's departments. I'm very proud to say that I have performed a lot of public service and want to continue to do so. I thank the Chamber of Commerce. I thank everyone who was here today. And I would appreciate your support on September 10th, 2013, in the Republican primary. Thank you very much.
My name is Robert Cullen. I'm the Town of Southeast candidate for Town Board. I am running as the endorsed Republican candidate and trying to get the independents right in line. I'd like to thank the Putnam County Chamber for hosting this event. I've been married to my wife Elizabeth for over 20 years. I have 2 children, both in Henry Wells Middle School. We lived in Southeast since 2001. I was sworn into office on January 3rd, 2010, at the start of the worst economic conditions since the Great Depression. Liz Hudak and I were facing a deficit, but in spite of that, we went right to work. Some of our accomplishments that I'm very proud of were we closed the Old Town landfill after 20 years of inaction on time with no state fines. We did it without accepting additional toxic materials from the old Putnam County landfill in Carmel. We also assured a smooth transition with our private garbage carters during a court-ordered switch to AAA carting. We converted the town's website and the email addresses to a .gov domain to comply with federal standards. We kept the Brewster Library open 2 years in a row when former Supervisor Michael Rice kept funding them. We kept essential town departments open by having also to provide Supervisor Rice, who defunded the tax assessor and the tax receiver. We recently just improved security at the town hall buildings to keep our employees and visitors safe. We secured state grants with the assistance of Senator Greg Ball for improvements at our baseball field and the old town hall theater. We ensured Southeast maintains the lowest town taxes in Putnam County. We maintained the highway department fleet by purchasing new equipment for the highway department yearly. Thanks to another grant we were able to obtain from Putnam County, Southeast Town Hall will soon have a generator, so during storms we can stay open. We entered into agreements with the Village of Brewster to share services, saving both communities money for court security, code enforcement, and building maintenance. Town employees now contribute 20% for health care, an increase of 10%. We were also the first town in Putnam County to ban hydrofracking brim waste from being spread on town roads. We also modified the unworkable town sign law that was passed in 2007 by a prior town board. Businesses will no longer have to, will now be allowed to have bigger signs for their businesses, and existing businesses will be allowed to keep their old signs until change of ownership. It's been a busy 4 years, and I am very proud of my service, and I would ask the voters to consider voting for me again. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is John Sweeney. I'm a candidate for re-election to the New York State Supreme Court. I'm currently an elected Supreme Court Justice. I'm also a Justice of the Appellate Division of the New York State Supreme Court in Manhattan, and I am the Senior Resident Justice of Putnam County. I'm seeking re-election because I feel that the accomplishments I have made as a judge have been important. I want to continue doing them, and I look forward to the support of the people in the 9th Judicial District, which is a 5-county district of which Putnam is part, for their support. There will be 5 openings for Supreme Court this year in the 9th District. I seek your support for one of them. My history is that I was first elected to the Putnam County Court in 1986. I also served in the Family Court and the Surrogates Court, and I was also an acting Justice of the New York State Supreme Court. I served and decided thousands and thousands of cases, and everything ranging from every type of criminal case to personal injury, contract, medical malpractice, all sorts of cases in the family court, including custody and visitation, as well as all matters of wills and estates in the surrogates court. I'm especially proud of the fact that during my time as a trial judge, I was especially active in 2 areas that are and have always been important to me: domestic violence and anything involving the protection of children. I was appointed on merit to the Appellate Division of the New York State Supreme Court after my election in 2004. By that I mean the fact is you cannot be eligible for the Appellate Division unless you are a sitting elected State Supreme Court judge. You must go through a very rigorous examination by a bipartisan panel of nominated people by the Republicans and the Democratic Party. I was then appointed by Governor Pataki from Putnam County, a Republican, in 2004, and in 2009, I was made a senior judge on that court by Governor David Patterson, a Democrat. I'm very proud of the fact that I have cross-party support, recognizing my accomplishments and asking me to be on that very prestigious court. I'd like to think also that with my work on that court in the last 9 years, I've qualified as a State Supreme Court judge, for which I'm seeking re-election, because the job of the Appellate Division is to review the work of the trial judges in the State Supreme Court. In that court, I've decided over 7,000 different appeals, everything ranging from billion-dollar commercial cases to, again, the entire gamut of criminal cases, family cases, personal injury, and so forth. I'm very proud of what I've done. I'm very proud of the fact that in my work on the Appellate Division and in committees that the chief judges of the state across the years have asked me to be on, I brought recognition in Putnam County throughout the legal circles of New York State that we'd never had before. That, along with my community service and my love of being in this county where I have lived since 1976, is something I hope the voters will pay attention to and will give great heed to. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Victor Grossman. I'm a candidate for Supreme Court Justice for the 9th Judicial District. I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight, and I would like to thank all of the individual chambers of commerce for sponsoring this event. The fact remains that the chambers of commerce are the economic engine that drive this county, and they deserve all of our support. I come before this group tonight seeking your support for my candidacy for Supreme Court. I do that as a practicing attorney with 34 years of experience in the trial courts of the state of New York in Putnam County, Westchester, Orange, Rockland, and Dutchess County. I have represented mothers, fathers, children, small businesses, infants in custody matters, and a variety of other cases throughout these years. Probably I couldn't count the number of cases I've handled over the years, and I wouldn't attempt to begin to. But I believe I'm the only candidate who has taken cases to the Court of Appeals of the state of New York and argued cases before the state's highest courts. I've had a great time and a great pleasure representing the people of Putnam County in the courts in Putnam County, whether it was a family law matter, whether it was the difficulty of a custody matter, whether it was representing a 6-week-old infant who was battered and bruised by his parents, and I refused to let that child be returned to the parents when they requested it. These are the types of cases that we see in our trial courts, and these are the types of cases that a trial judge needs the experience of handling in order to preside effectively and to administer justice effectively. I've also been a member of the Putnam County Legislature and chair of its Charter Revision Commission. I've served the county in a variety of ways, including my own hometown on the zoning board and on the ethics board. When I'm not in the courtroom and I'm not advising clients, I spend a great deal of my time on behalf of the Putnam County Land Trust in its effort to protect environmentally sensitive lands here in Putnam County. In the 20 years I've been serving as its volunteer counsel, we have now saved in excess of 800 acres of environmentally sensitive properties, and it is something of which I am particularly proud. I've also served as a special prosecutor, and that is based on an appointment of the administrative judge of the 9th Judicial District based on the issues and the cases before him. My work also includes work on the Grievance Committee of the 9th Judicial District, where we do not hesitate to discipline attorneys who have acted beyond the scope of their powers or dishonestly or by means of theft or the commission of crimes. All in all, I bring to you a broad base of experience, a breadth of experience, and I believe a level of experience that qualifies me for the Supreme Court. There are 5 openings this year. Putnam County can put 2 judges on the Supreme Court for the first time. I urge you to vote and put Putnam County judges on the Supreme Court for the first time. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Richard Allen. I'm running for mayor of the Village of Brewster. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce, my wife Patricia, and all of my supporters. I'm running for this office. I was asked by quite a few people to put my name in and run, so we're going to go for it, see what we can do. I think I could do a better job. I've got a big coalition of supporters. Sheriff Don. I was born and raised in Brewster, went to Brewster School, joined the Army when I was 17, served in Germany, Vietnam. I worked on the railroad for 34 years. I retired a year and a half ago and got a lot of time on my hand. So I'd like to give it a shot with the support. I think I could promote more business in the Village of Brewster and basically get more involved, get the people out there. Got a lot of supporters, a big coalition, small business. I think I could do a great job, and thank you all for your support.
Thank you for joining us. I'm so appreciative for all the candidates that joined us this evening. And please remember that the business community very much affects the overall quality of life throughout Putnam County. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Please remember to get out and vote in the primary elections and, of course, in the general elections. Have a great night.